Still no start.
I think it's there. It says kind of live, but it says not really live. So once again, not our faults.
Not our fault. We hit live. We're just a couple of innocent YouTubers that are spreading love and peace and happiness across the internet, and we are being unfairly targeted by toxic YouTubers. That's ultimately what this comes down to. But hi Ryan, how are you?
Story of my life.
I know. How you doing today on this very positive day?
I'm great. I'm fucking tired. I don't know why. No real reason involved. Probably cancer. I'm not sure, but I feel tired today. But I'm still here. We're ready to rock and roll. And Jeremy, you're looking very blue today. That background.
Yeah, this is how easy it is to change that right there, or like that. There, is that better? There. Okay, so
now it looks too much like mine, though.
Fuck you. I don't care.
Gay.
I don't care. It's not my fault. But yeah, so we're having a good time here on this channel. I really appreciate when these losers go after us with blatant lies. It's been good for the channel because you guys are idiots. And this is kind of the story of Geeks and Gamers, where, again, this has been going on since 2018 with Star Wars Explained going after this channel for some reason. And it's just continuing to backfire 6 years later. Here we are where that channel's losing. Now, again, apparently it's my fault that their own fans are mad at them. Apparently it's my fault. Apparently it's Gary's fault. Apparently it's your fault. Apparently it's everyone else's fault that their own fucking fans are mass unsubscribing from their own channel. You know,
it's certainly not fucking my fault. Of everybody's fault, I am the least to blame for any of it. Personally, that's my opinion. But
even I can't back you up with sarcasm on that one. You're pretty toxic, Ryan. Like, by the standard of what they've created as toxic, you're the poster child. Like,
listen, no, I am the poster child for the campaign, for the hate campaign, for the attack campaign. But in terms of anything happening in Star Wars Explained, that's not my fucking fault.
No.
I have been more encouraging of just not even fucking talking to these people or not going after them than anybody else in this entire situation. That's been me. So when YouTube eventually does come knocking on the door, I'm gonna be like, it wasn't me, homie. I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill. What are you doing to me?
Man, like, when I see clips of you on Twitter, it is like, I'm like, God, this is why they hate Ryan. I'd hate Ryan if I didn't know Ryan. If this is my only like knowledge of Ryan is to see these clips that they post of you on social media, they make you look so bad. Oh man, you look, especially when your beard was really grown out, you know, you just look like an angry racist.
Yeah, really. I feel the same way about you. Every time that clip goes around of, was it the Fallout trailer that every time a fucking black person showed up, you just blame diversity?
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. And I'm just sitting there looking sad in that video.
And of course, Ryan's always trying to counter. You know, when he says something, he knows that when I say something he knows is going to get clipped, he tries to counter it. Then, like an asshole, I'll try to call him out on it and start an argument. And he's like, motherfucker, I'm just trying to offset your stupidity. And then we start a stupid fight over it.
Yeah. That's no context.
Yeah. But hey, that's the way it is. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. And it is, I know that it's not pop culture like per se, but it is culturally relevant. The presidential debate is happening tonight. It's going to be huge. I will be covering that over on my D-Day Cobra channel. And it's going to be a pretty wild day. We are going to have main event. Main event's going to actually be moved up probably like an hour. I'm not sure the exact time yet, but just remember that. We're moving main event up a little bit, and it's going to be a 2-hour show so I can get ready for the debate tonight. And it's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild night full of viral clips, viral moments, and we'll see how it all plays out. But but we got some stuff to talk about today. And the hate campaign, the coordinated hate campaign has completely backfired. And yeah, I mean, the people that are involved, they're essentially disassociating from that campaign quicker than Zack Snyder disassociated from Geeks and Gamers, man. I mean, holy shit. They're like, I had nothing to do with this. I just randomly saw something on my Twitter feed at the same exact time as everyone else. And instead of quote tweeting or retweeting that very thing, I saved it to my phone and then came up with the same exact terminology that they did, including tagging Team YouTube. It's just a coincidence, guys. I had nothing to do with it. That's essentially what you're seeing right now from all of these people. And it's really funny to see it all play out, because apparently Molly Damon is not responsible for her own words, but we are responsible for every comment ever made in the history of our videos that's ever been made.
Yeah, every person that follows me that says something rude or mean or whatever, I'm responsible for that.
Yeah, but Molly and all these other people.
I just saw this and tweeted it out.
Yeah, I'm just innocent, guys, and apparently the people behind it they just want to remain anonymous. Oh my god, like so pathetic. So we'll cover all of that. We also got Star Wars Outlaws news, and this channel is rocking and rolling, baby. We're not slowing down. All right, 500K by the end of the year. That's the goal. We're not slowing down. So appreciate all the new subscribers to the channel. Hello, all of you former Star Wars Explained channel fans of the channel. Welcome in. We hope you enjoy us. We are very, very toxic around here, apparently. So
we should also point out that yesterday, Hollywood and Star Wars lost an absolute legend. James Earl Jones, at the age of 93, passes away. Obviously, probably the most iconic thing he's done is Darth Vader. Obviously, we're a Star Wars channel, but it goes far beyond that. The amount of roles that James Earl Jones just embodied and took over and so memorable for, whether it's Field of Dreams, whether it's Mufasa and The Lion King. For me, the Tom Clancy, movies that were adaptations from books, the Jack Ryan movies, him as James Greer, I love those movies. So that to me, whether it's Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, that always really stands out to me when I think of James Earl Jones as well. But RIP, that's a long life, man. 93 years old. I'm not going to live that long. He got a lot of love yesterday, including from the Star Wars Twitter account. I saw some people outraged that Star Wars hadn't said it. They did post something, and it was a statement from George Lucas as well about the passing of James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I mean, if I know that like in 2024 the term legend gets thrown around a lot. Sometimes it's because of memes and all of that, but like James Earl Jones truly is a legend beyond belief, and there's no way to properly explain how legendary he is. And but like you said, and I said this yesterday too, 93 with such an iconic presence in the industry for so many different perspectives and so many different roles. Truly a great life that dude lived. And the outpouring that he got was pretty awesome. And putting all of my differences aside with the piece of shit known as Mark Hamill, his tweet was pretty good yesterday. It may have 1 million likes at this point in time. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, he said RIP Dad. Or
let me see if how many likes the thing has. When I saw that, I was like, that's gonna go super mega viral. It has 700,000 likes. That tweet from Mark Hamill. So, and so what a legend. And I even saw
for things like this is, it is obviously, sad when anyone passes away, but 93, that is such a long, full life that somebody has. And he impacted a lot of different people across the entire scope. So really, it's a celebration. To me, it's a celebration of kind of James Earl Jones and what he's done. One of the questions I did have was, we heard that report a couple of years ago that there was some kind of agreement with Disney about using his voice. How's it going to be the first time we hear an AI-assisted Darth Vader voice when James Earl Jones has passed away? You know what I mean? That's going to feel strange and weird, and I imagine Disney's going to get a little bit of backlash for something like that.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's actually going to be that's going to go over well. I mean, even but at the same time, who knows, man? With the advancements that they're making with AI, it is becoming more normalized. So I guess we'll just have to see. But rest in peace to him, man. Absolutely insane. We do have some breaking news. The PS5 Pro, ladies and gentlemen, out November 7th, $700. $700. Ryan, you gonna get you a PS5 Pro?
I don't need one. I've got my PS5 that's
same,
perfectly fine. So I don't need one. The idea that they are able to confidently put that $700 price point on it, as for some people it's still been hard to get PS5s in general, is pretty crazy. Well, I think like the sales numbers have surprised a lot of people for PS5 because they're tracking right along with PS4, which is one of the most successful consoles of all time. And I think that the actual sales numbers divert a little bit from, I feel like, what the narrative is, that it's not as successful.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, because like this whole run for like the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever the fuck the name of it is, Series X or whatever the latest Xbox name is, I can't even keep up with it. It has been a very weird kind of few years for them, because I only recently, I mean, what's it been, like 6 months now? In the past year, I've started to see PlayStation 5s and Xboxes in stores finally. You know what I mean? Now I got a PS5 early on. So yeah, I got a PS5 early on. And same with the Xbox.
I got lucky with I got my PS5 from Walmart. You know those crazy queues they had, like that opening day for those? I happened to refresh and get into one. And so I got a PS5 like a couple days after it released. So I was pretty lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I've got VG charts pulled up right here. And so platform totals, obviously the PlayStation, the PS4 ended up at 117 million units. At this time, the PlayStation 5 is at 60 million. And I think that it's either slightly behind or slightly ahead of the PlayStation 4 in terms of the trajectory that it's on. So it's, I mean, is it going to hit 100 million? And that's going to be the key. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to hit 100 million, but it's probably going to get close. You got the Switch, and there was a lot of speculation as would the Switch actually become the best-selling system of all time. It's not. I don't think it's going to catch the DS. And I think it's going to probably end up around 146, 148, something like that.
Do Switch Lite sales go into the Nintendo Switch category?
That's actually a good question. I don't know. I'm looking to see if they register the Switch Lite.
It probably has to, right?
I would think so. I think so.
Like PS5 Pro is going to go into the PS5 category.
Yeah, yeah. So I would imagine the Switch Lite is included in that.
I think there's a lot of Switch Lite sales for kids.
And it's just like the DS. You had all these different iterations of the DS. And I don't know if the 3DS went into the Nintendo. I don't think the 3D. No, because there's a 3DS right there. So the 3DS was its own thing. But like all the other like iterations, I believe, went into the DS cells. But Nintendo doesn't really give a shit, because if Nintendo really wanted like that, we have the #1 of all time, they would have pushed the DS to 158. You know what I mean? They only fell like 4 million short of the PS2. Nintendo's, they're just fucking Nintendo. They're just weird, you know. And I don't say that in a bad way, but yes, PS5 Pro, $700. How many of you are going to get a PS5 Pro?
It's got a racing stripe. that's the big update.
And of course, I guess
I don't know anything about specs. They just like did this big reveal like
just a few minutes ago. Yeah, just a few minutes.
I don't know anything about the specs. I don't know anything about that.
I want to know what type of storage it has, so I can stop uninstalling fucking games every time I want to download a new game on my PS5.
Having 800 gigs of storage is pretty sad.
Yeah. I mean, hell, like if you like, I'm playing Black Ops 6 right now, which, listen, man, you want Acolyte fans, you want to talk about, oh, it's so mean when you have an opinion that bro, try liking a Call of Duty game, because holy fuck, the Call of Duty community is brutal right now over Black Ops 6. Bro, I swear to God, I follow a lot of Call of Duty channels, and they all just are ranting like crazy. And I love all of them. I like Black Ops 6, but the Call of Duty community, they hate every Call of Duty that comes out. It's the best thing ever. I'm sitting there loving the game, and I'm laughing at all the ranting going on from the Call of Duty people. And I'm like, I don't get it. The game's fun. The mechanics are good. The maps are decent. The gunplay works. I don't really get it. I don't understand.
Jeremy is the
The Star Wars explained.
Yeah, you're like the Star Wars normie of Call of Duty. It's like there was lightsaber fights. Why didn't you guys like that? There's guns in it. You can shoot people. Isn't that what you want in Call of Duty?
I just don't understand it. Like,
look,
again,
I can choose a character who looks like me.
my history of Call of Duty is I pretty much have hated every Call of Duty since Black Ops 2, except I liked Modern Warfare 2019. I loved Cold War. I hated Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2 was kind of meh, and I'm not a Warzone player either, but Black Ops 6 is fun. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure Ryan's going to play Black Ops 6 with me, right? It's got the Omni movement, Ryan.
I don't care.
I don't care. All right, let's get to some of these super chats really quick.
Shadow saying, I hope you guys found the clip of Mahler losing his shit on Outlaws in his latest stream at 5:32:40.
You know what? Steph shared that with me. I can yesterday. I can find it. I'll find it. I'll find it. Yeah.
Star Wars Lego Rob for 199. Love listening to you guys at work. Thank you. Chris Curran, I believe Ryan. Thank you, Chris Curran. Dan Vask's Sugar Mama. Vince McMahon made some of visits in Party Animals.
What?
Somebody gets shit on? Is that what we're talking about? John Matrix, what's up, John? Becomes a channel member. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. It's been awesome. It's been an awesome wild ride watching Star Wars theories slowly get more based, especially after showing that clip of Ryan. Such a beautiful character arc. Sophie for 2. Hail 199. Part 2 in the works. If you know, you know. Is this of people talking about their signs?
Probably.
Operation 1. What is this? Have you guys heard the news about James Earl Jones? We did. We just talked about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. C&D Designs for 2. Hail the 199 Trump 2024.
Is it on his Mueller channel? Because I'm not seeing it in my history.
I don't know if he keeps the live streams public or not. I was saying go to your watch history.
I did. I didn't see it. I didn't see the one I clicked on yesterday.
Let's see. Sexy Centurion. Ryan Kinnell for president. No breadsticks. No peace. Make sure you're on the right account that you're watching.
I know. I am. Because I was signed into Geeks Gamers when I looked at it yesterday.
No breadsticks. No peace. Yeah, I mean, I love breadsticks. Who doesn't like breadsticks? Breadsticks are like, that should be something that is unanimously loved by everyone. Breadsticks should not be a divisive topic.
Seriously. Speak up. If you dislike breadsticks, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're the real people that should be canceled. If you don't like breadsticks.
I
don't
agree.
give me that fucking, I don't like gluten bothers my stomach. I'm allergic to fucking bread. Fuck you. You're dog shit. Suffer through it. It's worth it.
Oh, man. All right, what was the timestamp, Shadow saying? Do we still have that tweet? Or
5 hours, 32 minutes, and 40 seconds.
All right, I got it. All right, so here we go. We're going to watch it right now. Share screen. Here we go, right here.
Not bad.
But not enough.
What now?
Press more button. Distress beacon.
Who's that?
The rebels.
You missed me. Right. You say so.
This is Mahler's Joker laugh right here. This is the moment that Mahler has completely just turned into the Joker right here.
I did hear something about like Jabba just randomly coming in to save them at the end or something. So maybe this was it.
Jabba and his little fucking fat guy ship running around. I am here, okay? I could never lose you, okay?
You're too valuable to be lost to them.
What? You'll never guess who did the space battle. Fucking Jabba.
And this is all while he has Han Solo hanging up in carbonite, right? But that's the time.
So. Yeah,
the time where this takes place.
Mahler's laugh is a trip, especially because you're so used to like hearing how he dissects everything, and just to hear him like uncontrollably laughing is pretty damn good.
I'm picturing like Jabba's palace, but a spaceship. He's flying around. He's got like a Rancor and an X-wing. Like, I'm gonna save you, Kenny.
All right, that's fucking great right there. Hail Mahler. I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing. I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing.
You're gonna have to watch the whole 6-hour stream.
No, like the lead in, like the few minutes there, just to kind of get the full kind of tone of it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch a 6-hour stream. No.
Ron Cook for 2. R.I.P. Darth Vader. James Earl Jones, dead at 93. Yes, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Thank you, Ron. Shadow saying, all right, somebody tell Rip about James Earl Jones. Yeah, that's an old Tuesday Night's Main Event meme where I think we were live on Tuesday, and Rip was just like, holy shit, Sean Connery just died. And I think he put it in the chat.
He did.
Put it in the private chat. He's like, damn, Sean Connery just died. And I'm thinking to myself, I feel like Sean Connery died a while ago.
Yeah.
And I look it up and I'm like, that's like 2 years ago or some shit. So we immediately brought it up and made fun of him.
It hasn't stopped since. The memes haven't stopped since.
Torsten for 5. Good for Az for having some gay representation on a Starfield 1 year later video by having Jeremy on. Such a good dude.
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, I'm gonna feature your video. And I was like, shoot, I need to do that too. So it's good stuff.
John Matrix for $10. R.I.P. James Earl Jones. I am your father is the most iconic line in movie history, but my son works from Coming to America is one of the funniest in movie history. The amount of different types of shit that he's been in over the years is crazy. He's also a stage actor as well. A total and complete legend.
Mm-hmm.
In the truest form of the world, of the word. Thank you, John. George Ramirez for 5. Happy Tuesday, guys. I'm so hyped for the debate tonight on CobraCast. Can't wait. Also, please protect Ryan from the Haitians at all costs. We can't lose the G&G pet.
That's right.
Mike Steele for 5. Big son of a bitch. James Earl Jones, The Hunt for Red October. Cider Hype for 5. Bounding's Concord Spirit parody song has more views than the game itself had peak all-time players. Music has helped BIC unite gamers across Earth.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had my video last night in 8 hours got more views than signatures on the Acolyte to restore the Acolyte petition. Are they kind of like stuck at like 70,000? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Like I heard Rev Says talk about that. And it's like, it's a fucking Star Wars show. It's a worldwide phenomenon, Star Wars. You got 70,000 signatures to renew and that's what Disney's supposed to listen to.
And this is
70,000
campaign, a massive media push over it too. And like they're still constantly tweeting. Ironically, it's not crazy, the connection. There's a big Venn diagram, and the overlap is people that are asking for us to be canceled and for the Acolyte to be renewed. All of them are still tweeting about renew the Acolyte right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's just not enough. My argument the whole time, yes, these people, the people it was made for, they did show up to watch the Acolyte. And we've now proven that is not enough to sustain a successful high-budget show. It just isn't.
Shocking.
You want to do a fucking $10 million little fucking thing? Okay, sure. You want to make some little animated thing for them? Okay, probably. Maybe you can get enough people to pay attention to that to make it worth its while. But not one of these big budget live action Star Wars shows.
So right here, I see from IG, and it says PS5 Pro has officially been confirmed by Sony and arrives November 7th with a $700 price tag, bringing boost to PlayStation titles with improved performance and ray tracing.
Yeah, I've heard it's supposed to be like 45% faster, advanced ray tracing, some AI upscaling, stuff like that. But the same fucking storage. It's funny, like all these things that actually really do matter to people about how fast it's going to be. and all this stuff. I care about how much storage it has, so I don't have to delete a game.
Yeah. It is stupid that like I think I only have like 3 or 4 fucking titles on my PlayStation right now because I have to uninstall everything. You know, mainly it's Call of Duty problem.
Yeah.
And I heard I've heard people say that like that there's like conspiracy about like the reason that Call of Duty takes up so much storage is it forces you to like we're gonna make sure you have to delete everything else off your fucking console so that you can't choose to play something else.
Yeah, we're forcing you to play Call of Duty. We're just shoving these like packets of data that you don't really need, but it's just so you're too lazy to uninstall it. You just play Call of Duty. It's pretty funny.
Wait, so the Cam says, but no disk drive. So the PlayStation 5, the PS5 Pro, yeah, that's what I'd heard a while back. So that's confirmed. Yeah, I hate that. This is where the industry's moving. Unfortunately, it sucks. I hate it. That's
just the reality. Whatever the next gen is, whenever that happens, there's not going to be any fucking discs, period.
Yeah.
It's going to be all digital. And GameStop's going to just try to sell more and more Pop Funkos to stay in business.
Retro games and all that. Like,
yeah.
So what is it just a little section in the store? Is that what these retro things are at GameStop now? It's going to be like a little section inside an already existing GameStop. Is that the whole thing?
I don't know. I haven't been in a GameStop for a while.
No. They made this announcement like 2 weeks ago. Have you heard about this? Like the GameStop retro? You haven't heard about that? Holy fuck! You follow everything. Hang on. So they have this.
GameStop is one of my blocked words on Twitter.
Well, that's probably a smart idea.
I'm just kidding. I just haven't heard about it.
I absolutely hate going into a GameStop. So right here, the classics are back. New retro GameStops are now spawning near you. But then I saw people saying that apparently it's just a little section within existing GameStops, which is
I mean, what do you think they're gonna like build new stores or something, or buy new property or lease new property just to open a retro stores?
No, but but the way that's presented makes it sound like that. Like new retro GameStops are spawning near you. Like that's what that makes the presentation of that's what that sounds like. But I hate going into GameStops. It's the what's the meme where he's at, the guy that goes in the Home Depot or the hardware store. Hey, can I help you? I know more than you. You know that one. Like that. I hate. Hi, sir. Is there any games you're looking forward to pre-ordering? Have you re-upped your Power Players membership? Shut the fuck up and let me buy my game. I don't mean that towards the employees because you're just doing your job, but I hate it. Like everything is an upsell. Everything is they are worse than a fucking car salesman at GameStop. Everything. Oh, sir, I see you're looking at a piece of bubble gum on the ground. Would you like to purchase some, big league chew right here? Like, what the fuck? It's so annoying. I hate it. So I just avoid GameStop at all costs if I have to, unless it's like I absolutely have to go in there. So I feel you on that with your blocked words.
Yeah, it's not actually a blocked word. I was just joking, but
I know that.
I guess I did hear some. I didn't know they were like trying to brand a little corner, but I did hear that they were going to start carrying like retro game systems and stuff like that. I did hear they were going to focus on that, I suppose. But
yeah,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I've said this for a long time. As a former retail worker, I do kind of feel bad for GameStop employees, especially back in the day, because I would be in GameStop and I would hear like customers come up and asking my friends like the questions that GameStop employees gets from normies, like the soccer mom that comes in there and they want to buy the Nintendos so their kid can play the Halo game. Like it's just painful to listen to some of those questions. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you guys deal with the stupidity of these normies coming in there asking these questions. I really don't.
Sensei pause for 5. I used to work in GameStop and I have a few contacts still. It's a section until it gets popular. Then it will become an actualized store.
Okay.
There you go, Jeremy.
I just don't see how GameStop survives, man. Like even like from a retro standpoint, like you're not going to make like, I love my local retro stores, but how's GameStop going to like continue to make the money and the profits that they've made. I feel like GameStop just can't survive. And I know they've shifted over to like Funko Pop stores, and they have more toys, and
they've done a lot to try to combat that by doing exactly that, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously the writing has been on the wall for quite some time. So now the idea that they're getting into retro stuff, that's an avenue where people still are buying stuff. Will they have to close down some of their shit? 100% over time. But they're doing what they can to avoid getting blockbustered.
Yeah.
Like that's what GameStop has been doing the past couple of years, because when it comes to digital games, the writing has been on the wall for a few years that's where everyone is headed. That's where everyone's forcing. People don't want to do physical games anymore.
Yeah. Sad, but that's the reality of it.
Big Tebow for 5. After a Google image search of the Damons, it's quite obvious one of them's getting pegged. It's not her. Thank you, Big Tebow. Tobias for 10. If they keep this attitude up, ask how many furry fans they have. If one of the most accepting communities hates DEI and forced wokeness, what does that tell you about the idea in general?
Ryan's a big supporter of the furry community, supporting us here at Geeks and Gamers.
No, I'm not.
Like,
just not.
So you're not going to go to FurCon if we hit like 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year?
No.
Send you and Jay to FurCon to cover it for Geeks and Gamers?
No, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't care if we hit a fucking 1 million subs in 2 days. I ain't doing that shit. Tobias, big fan of the channel. Thank you for being here, Tobias. This is why you don't trust furries. If you want to say 5 out of every 100 people out there in the world, just in general, just degenerates, right? Just weird, vile degenerates. In the furry community, it's like fucking 1 in 5. Okay, maybe even better odds than that. So just be careful around furries. That's all I'm saying.
Look at here. Just subscribed here and dropped my sub at Star Wars Explained. Good work over here. Well, thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. And I would never encourage anybody to unsubscribe from any channel. I would never do that. But I will just say that we appreciate you subscribing here and supporting us. But never would encourage any unsubscribing or anything like that. If you don't like what they're doing, that's your personal choice. But we're just focused on what we're doing here, and we would never go after another YouTube channel like Star Wars Explained has.
Well, and obviously that is backfired in a major way for some of the people that were involved in that attack campaign against us. But we said it's not over. It's still going to keep getting pressed. People are going to still be asking for this. And now the media has finally hopped on board.
Thanks, Tim.
And, thank you, Tim. We saw a couple articles come out yesterday, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come. The Acolyte has caused Star Wars fandom to plunge into civil war, from Paul Tassi at Forbes. We also had this article from the Mary Sue, using the old Wayback Machine to not give the actual article any hits. The Star Wars fandom demands action from YouTube against racist and sexist fans. Our girl Rachel Leishman over there. Interestingly enough, when you look at the initial tag on this, you can see what this says. Ryan Kinnell, Nerdrotic, Geeks Gamers, Star Wars Theory Controversy Explained. Like really trying to get the hits from searches for that.
Yep.
But this is the title right here. I suppose we can go over this a little. A major issue in the Star Wars fandom is the platforming of sexist, racist trolls parading themselves as fans of the franchise. In one sentence right there. I have no doubt Rachel Leishman thinks we're racist and thinks we're sexist, even though she's completely wrong. Trolls? Are we really trolls? We're just putting out our opinions. And fans, I guarantee you, Rachel, I know far more about Star Wars than you ever have or ever will. I've likely forgotten more about Star Wars than you know. So you may hate me. You may despise me. You may think I'm racist, even if you're wrong. You may think I'm sexist, even if you're wrong. But the one thing that you can't say is that I'm not like a Star Wars fan and have been one my entire life, and that I've hated what Disney Star Wars has been doing before most of these people on the internet fucking hated it. I hated it in 2014. I walked into Force Awakens, trying to give it a chance, but knowing in my mind I was probably going to hate it, and I absolutely despised it.
Ryan,
fans crazy.
I'll keep repeating it. Ryan knows more about Star Wars than anybody I know. That's it. Like, and I would love for one of these clowns at the Mary Sue to try to, go head to head with Ryan on Star Wars knowledge. Jeez, that'd be brutal. That'd be brutal.
They could try. These men pretend their horrific and disgusting takes are just concern over stories. Now, fans of Star Wars are calling out YouTube for not demonetizing them. Existing online as a Star Wars fake fan can be tough. If you enjoy a Star Wars story that was made by Disney, you face hatred online because you're not a good enough fan if you
That is
enjoy the franchise,
not
I guess.
true at all. I have said this repeatedly. I said it in my video yesterday. You can like The Acolyte. There's nobody's going to tell you can't like whatever you want to like. You can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. That doesn't matter. When you start labeling people that disagree with you racist and sexist, that's the problem. It's okay to like bad shows, bad movies, bad video games. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We love Shad. He likes Twilight. That's fine. Not like Shad's calling us racist and sexist because we don't like Twilight.
Now, there is going to be a handful of people out there, right, that if they see somebody that likes a show they hate, they get fucking triggered. They go to the comment section. They want to argue. They want to like that is going to happen on both sides for people that don't like something or if you do like something. That's called the internet. That's how it is. But the vast majority of people aren't sitting out there hunting people that like the show and trying to ruin it for them. That's just not the case. That's not the reality. It's not something we've ever done. And it's not something the vast majority of people do.
Yeah, and it's so stupid. I mean, just to sit there and claim that it's just because someone likes something, that's not happening, and you have no evidence of that whatsoever. There's no evidence to support these claims. These are all vague claims that they can virtue signal off of, but they don't actually show you anything to prove the claim that they are spewing right there. So we can.
When you have an opinion on the internet, there are going to be some people that don't agree with you.
Yes.
That when you are voicing your opinion in a public forum, there's going to be people that might respond to you or disagree with you or argue with you. If you don't want that, stay protected. If you don't want that, then why are you putting your opinion out there at all? If you literally only want people that just agree with everything you're fucking saying, why are you even tweeting something out? Why are you even talking about it on YouTube, on X, in a public forum? Yeah. You stay in your hug box because that's not reality. If I said the same shit, if I was in the office and I started talking about Star Wars, guess what? There's a chance somebody in there might not agree with me. And they might have an argument about why they didn't like the show.
Wow.
Heaven forbid.
That's
How do you exist in this world?
This is the definition of a safe space crowd right here.
Now, people are fed up and pushing back against those feeding that hatred. YouTube personalities fostering this vitriol were called out all weekend long by fans. Nerd Erotic, Ryan Kennel, and Geeks and Gamers were all named in a move to deplatform those who use hate as a way to make money on YouTube. This is the Rewriting Ripley post. We know what this is all about. The rise of online hatred from people like Milo Yiannopoulos to how certain Star Wars YouTubers talk about actors of the franchise and the stories themselves. Hate should not be a career path. We already know all about this. Other fans wrote out a detailed post of why many believe Nerdrotic, Kennel, and Geeks and Gamers should be demonetized. The post points out, while fans recognize YouTube has to protect free speech, what these platforms are doing is not opinion-based. It's continued target harassment of marginalized creatives and fans of Star Wars. Those spreading the word are also very intelligently limiting their replies and following Team YouTube to get a response. This is a very intelligent, highly sophisticated, the best of the best harassment campaign we've ever seen. Limiting your replies so the vast majority of people that don't agree with you can't actually ratio you. Incredible, just the best. Never seen anything like it before. I don't think men like this actually enjoy Star Wars anyway. Unsurprisingly, there are other fans of Star Wars claiming that what is happening in the call out is an attack. One notable grifter who makes his own bad lightsabers, I think she's talking about Star Wars Theory, and sells them, said, trying to deplatform anyone over not liking a form of media is the most vile, disgusting act there is. The reality is, men like this, The reality is that men like this make money over harassing people. That's what it is. Now listen, I will very much admit I have liked almost nothing from Disney Star Wars. Not because I didn't want to. When Disney bought Star Wars in 2012, I was so fucking excited. I was hyped to the moon. I thought we were going to get to see some of these stories that I've been reading and, caring about for so long. I thought we were finally going to get to see them put on the big screen. I was excited as fuck. There's no one who is more excited for Disney buying Star Wars than myself. The problem is, my opinion, most of it, the vast majority of it, has been shit. I guarantee you, there are more Star Wars stories out there that I've enjoyed than Rachel Leishman has enjoyed. I guarantee you that because I've been reading them since I was a fucking child. And of course, expanding universe, not as big, not as many people into that as a lot of other shit out there. It's not nearly as big as the TV shows or the movies or whatever, but I was invested in it. I was into it. And I like way more of those stories than you've ever liked in your life. I loved loving Star Wars. What Disney's done to it has been atrocious. And more people are finally realizing that as time goes on. That's just what we fucking think about the show. Not everybody agrees with us. People are fair to disagree. Jeremy has probably liked more Disney Star Wars projects than I have, and that's okay.
Yeah, I have. I liked The Mandalorian season 1. I liked season 2. I liked the Clone Wars. Is that it? That might be it.
You liked Force Awakens?
Well, I did. I don't anymore. But retroactively, you can, even with like Rogue One. Like Rogue One is probably the best movie that they've given us, and I didn't like Rogue One as much as everybody else did at the time. And now time has been more kind to Rogue One and really unkind to The Force Awakens. Does that make sense? Like if you look back on Rogue One, I would think that's easily the best one. And I remember not like I was really kind of, this is before I turned on Disney Star Wars, but it's like Rogue One's not that good.
I thought Rogue One was pretty mid, and it benefited from the ending, the battle sequence in Darth Vader. To me, Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Rogue One are like the inverse of each other. Because overall, I don't feel like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a terrible movie. I feel like it's an okay movie. And the first, 2/3 of it, I think it's a really solid Indiana Jones movie. It kind of goes off the rail at the ends. The swinging with the monkeys, the alien shit, left a bad taste in people's mouths when they left theaters. I think the opposite is true with Rogue One. I think the first 2/3 of that movie are incredibly forgettable and
boring.
bland.
Yes.
And then it has an exciting finish and an ending, and that appearance by Darth Vader.
The Battle of Scarif is cool.
All that shit. Yeah. So I feel like those movies are the inverse of each other of what they actually are for the vast majority of them versus the taste that's left in people's mouths when they leave.
I also am a fan of both Battlefront games that were released under the Disney banner. I enjoyed the hell out of Battlefront 2015 and 2017. The multiplayer, the campaign sucked on Battlefront 2017, but the actual multiplayer, I think that's I have problems with the gameplay mechanics of those games, but overall, the Star Wars experience that you get in those games and the environments are fantastic in my opinion. I wish mechanically the games were better, but I mean, I would not mind firing up Battlefront 2. We were playing that for a while, and then we kind of faded out of it. I don't know if it's even. I imagine if we get enough people together, if we open it up to the chat, we could probably still play lobbies with Battlefront 2, and I'd like to do that, but. Overall,
I wouldn't like to do that. Fuck that, because the only people that are still playing it are insanely fucking good. So it sucks playing against them. When you play the heroes and villains shit.
Oh God. Oh, I get massacred.
I get brutally butt fucked by people in that game that are still playing because they actually know how to play. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got Darth Maul, and I immediately just get destroyed.
Yeah, Sweet. Absolutely. But yeah, I enjoyed both those games, but ultimately, Disney Star Wars, generally speaking, has been a colossal failure from a storytelling standpoint, and it's not winning fans over. It's not maintaining the fans. And there's no excuse for that. If you go back to looking at how The Force Awakens was when The Force Awakens released, you had all the goodwill of generations of Star Wars fans. Now, again, did you have the EU crowd? Not really. But you're not going to please everybody. But if you look at The Force Awakens, $2 billion, breaking records, and you had people excited. I was excited, to go watch The Last Jedi. And then everything really, everything fell apart after The Last Jedi. But in reality, you look back and the pieces were pretty obvious during The Force Awakens. Like, it was all obvious as to what was going on. But a lot of us, because we are actual fans, and when you are a fan, sometimes you're willing to overlook stuff at times. And even me, like, famously, I don't like Man of Steel. Okay. Guess what? I liked Man of Steel a lot when I first saw it, because that was one of the most anticipated movies of my lifetime. Okay. Loved Superman. Loved Christopher Nolan. Still love Christopher Nolan. I had no problems with Zack Snyder. Shout out to Zack Snyder. Hope my boy's doing well. Sorry for all the cancellations on Netflix and all the bad reviews, but we'll talk about that another time. But Man of Steel is one of my most anticipated movies ever. I was there at midnight. I watched it like 5 times. And as I thought about it more, I'm like, fuck, I hate this movie. But anyway, the point being is that when you're a fan, you go into something wanting to like it. And when you actively don't like something that you want to like, it's like, whoa, this must be a real problem. And this is what we're seeing right now with Disney Star Wars, is there's patterns to it. Ryan was part of that first wave where he was like, fuck this, I'm out, before it even started. Then there was the group of people that, you know, were all in after The Force Awakens. That would be me. And then there was the group of people that watched The Last Jedi. And then all of a sudden you start to see how they started to attack the fan base, because that did happen. And I go back to my Last Jedi videos where I said, I have no problem with a bad movie being made. I don't really give a shit about that. Like, bad movies happen, whatever. When you blame the fan base for your bad movie, we're in uncharted territory now. Like, how is it the fans' fault that The Last Jedi sucked? How is it the fans' fault that they hate something? Because that was the Disney approach. That was the Lucasfilm approach. It's like, no. There's nothing wrong with this movie. These fans are toxic and bad. And from that point on, it has never recovered. It's never recovered. And we're still in that cycle right now. All these years later. God, it's crazy. It's crazy. We're still here.
And every time one of these bad shows come out, it splinters another part of the audience. And now what you're left with is a really sad state for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because you've driven away OT people. You've driven away a lot of prequel people. You've driven away just normies who are just, oh, Star Wars. Okay, cool. Let me watch. And then the storytelling shit. You've driven away pretty much everyone. I think some of the biggest ones, Last Jedi was the first big splinter, because yes, EU fans like myself, we're not very happy with the announcement in 2014. For the most part, did not like Force Awakens. Last Jedi is the first massive split. I think the next one was Kenobi. Kenobi was a massive split for people.
Hold on. So Rise of Skywalker, actually. So what happened with Rise of Skywalker is, so you had The Force Awakens and you had a ton of momentum. Then The Last Jedi came out, and that's where the real massive split. Then The Rise of Skywalker ends up pissing off Last Jedi fans and Last Jedi haters because it was terrible.
Just a bad movie.
It was just a fucking terrible movie. Nobody liked it. And then you really, like, people want to love Star Wars. Star Wars is part of our lives, part of our childhood. There's never been anything like it. So when Kenobi came out, there was you really tapped into the nostalgia for the prequels. A lot of people wanted Hayden Christensen to kind of have a redemption arc of sorts. I mean, I love the prequels, so I've never had a problem with, like, I can understand why there's criticisms of Hayden's performance in the prequels, but I love Hayden Christensen and I love the prequels, and I was always defended the prequels. But a lot of people are like, we want Hayden to kind of get like his proper moment, and then you bring Ewan McGregor back. And that was really, like, there was a lot of excitement for that. And that's why the ratings were really high at first. Correct, Ryan?
Yeah, it was a massive opening when that first came out, and then they fell off a cliff because it was garbage. The idea of Leia being so involved in this story, the idea of Obi-Wan and Vader with their rematch of the century, which just completely and utterly destroys anything that actually happened in George Lucas's Star Wars. That didn't happen. They didn't have another fucking random fight. Like that, it just never fucking happened. It's bullshit. And from the moment that it was announced, when they said that that was the rematch of the century, you had people coping, well, I'm sure they won't have them fight. I'm sure they won't have that. That would be silly. And then when it was turned out, oh yeah, they're going to have multiple fights, then it very quickly shifted into, well, you know, they don't exactly say or lay out that they never met since Mustafar. Fuck you, losers. Like, come the fuck on. How can you try to possibly excuse that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely
anyway,
insane.
We got super chats to read.
Well, also, if you guys are interested, we have 1 week left on the campaign for the IDOT shirt. So we're going to be at SpaceCon in San Antonio in October. And we are premiering the IDOT of the 199, the Geeks Gamers mascot. That T-shirt that you're seeing right there, it's the first time he's ever been premiered. 1 week, those shirts will not be available at SpaceCon. So I want to clarify. I think some people were thinking that they would be available at SpaceCon. No, these shirts are going to be available through this campaign, and that's it. The campaign closes in 1 week. So the reason we're doing that is so we can get these shirts out to people that are going to be coming to SpaceCon and people that just want to collect them or whatever. So, I mean, you don't have to be coming to SpaceCon to buy the shirt. And then we have the Geeks and Gamers Online Original 199 hat, Flex Fit hat. There is a chart over there on the site. We've had a lot of requests for Flex Fit hats. So if you guys are interested, make sure you go over there and check that out. All right, Ryan.
Emperor Billy Ritchie, screw the PS5 bros. I'm getting me an Atari Jaguar.
Let's go, dude. When I was a kid and there was like rumors, there was like, there's a kid over on the west side who's got an Atari Jaguar. His dad's like a multi-millionaire because the Jaguar was like, it was a Jaguar and there was another one. It was like super expensive. And so there was like, there's rumors of a kid over all across town that's got one. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm not that old. Jason Yankovic for 2. For 700, the PS5 better play the games for me.
They're roasting me about how I say Jaguar. Am I supposed to say Jaguar?
I don't fucking know, dude. I most of the time
is it you?
Jaguar.
Yeah, you say it wrong too, apparently. I say Jaguar. Yeah.
I usually say Jaguar. If like a normal, it just come across it like the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's what I say. Like a Jaguar.
Yeah.
That's how I say it.
By the way,
Jaguar.
I had a Panasonic 3DO, okay? And I was the coolest kid in the neighborhood for about a week and a half. All right. Everybody was coming to my house. They're like, Jeremy's got a 3DO. And yeah, everybody loved me for like a week and a half. And then, you know, everybody left and didn't come back.
Story of your life. Corioline for 5. Ryan, I'm considering listing as a Navy nurse officer in the future. Any advice or suggestion as a Navy bro? I'm hoping Japan hospital if lucky. I have no idea of anything that goes on in like the Navy nurse corps. I don't have any experience. The only experience I have with that is when I had to go to fucking medical, and it was terrible because guess what? It's like socialized fucking healthcare in the military. It's free, but you get what you pay for. So I almost fucking died because I had a fucking staph infection. I was playing a pickup game of basketball in the gym when I was in South Carolina, and I got fouled. I went down and I fucking scraped my knee so bad I cut it. So I had a little cut on my knee. Didn't think too much of it. A couple days later, it's really starting to hurt. There's like little red spots popping up all around it. I have a fever. Fucking finally go to medical, and some fucking retard, some dumbass is like, yeah, man, those little red spots, them just look like bug bites. You've been washing your sheets, you might have some bed bugs. I'm like, no, this isn't fucking bed bugs, bro. All localized in this one area. Are you fucking stupid? He's like, yeah, them just look like bug bites. I wouldn't worry about it none. Just go wash your sheets. Okay. I go back and because at that time I was still in training, so I was going to class and stuff like that. And the next day I have a fever of like 103. My knee is just like it's in fucking pain. It's hurting. The scab that's over it is all like oozing and shit. I fucking walk back in there, go to medical again. I get the same stupid core mem. And as soon as he walks in, I said, no, get the fuck out of here. Let me talk to your officer. Finally, an LT comes in and said, listen, this guy's a fucking moron. There's something wrong with me. And sure enough, I had a staph infection. So they actually gave me some shit. And it got taken care of quick enough that it wasn't a big problem. But that could have been really bad if that idiot had sent me back again. Fucking died.
Why did he sound like me?
He was a retard. That's just how he sounded. Like, that's how he spoke. But
oh man,
coincidence that he happened to sound like you.
By the way, Neo Geo is the other game system that I was thinking about. Chat was telling me. Yeah, so Neo Geo, those were so like out of. I've never played a Neo Geo. I'm not sure I've ever seen one outside of like in a gaming store. So
let's see. East Coast Toasty Boy for 5. I would not be surprised if that really is just another PlayStation 5 and all they did was put a black stripe on it. Apparently it's 2 terabytes of storage, so that's good. NS becomes a channel member. Thank you, NS. M can't be a U fan for 2. Build a $500 computer and a Switch. Exclusive sucks now.
I mean, that's the way to go if you're going to do it. Have a Switch and have a computer. If you're
not a $500 computer though.
Not a $500.
I ain't gonna do shit with a $500 computer. Just being real.
That's true.
Other than maybe make videos. Peace Rider Destruction for 199. I started rewatch 24 because of Ryan. It's great. Yes, it is. Peace Rider Destruction. I'm having fucking dreams about terrorists and shit now though. Shadow Saiyan for 10. Cheddar biscuits or breadsticks? Breadsticks.
Yeah,
cheddar biscuits are great though.
Yeah, but like, breadsticks.
Chris Bolt's unpopular opinion: Darth Vader is Star Wars. Until they get another villain as compelling as him, that series is going nowhere. R.I.P. James Earl Jones. It's not like Darth Vader is Star Wars. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that specific statement, but without Darth Vader, there would be no Star Wars. 100%. Without the voice of James Earl Jones as Darth Vader, there would be no Star Wars. It would have ended with one movie.
I also want to let everybody know you can go over to our locals page. Follow us over on locals if you want. If you're interested, we'll have exclusive supporter content, and there's just regular content over there. You can follow us. It costs nothing to follow. But if you want to support us over there, you can. And we're trying to do that just to make sure that the next time the hate campaigns happen, we're taken care of. And I can talk a little more freely over there to our supporters and things like that. Ryan can go over there and say bad words. It's all good. Not that he will, because we're not idiots. Like I know there's a lot of people that go like
any bad words. I don't post anything that would be against YouTube terms of service on any other fucking social media shit.
Yeah, because they will tag you, they will clip you out and tag team YouTube and say he said this on YouTube. They'll do it all the time. So that's why I won't do it. Now, real life. Yeah, let's go to the meetup. I'll fucking speak to you like a normal human being. Tobias Nexus for 2. Ripped might have been Mandela affected. Vice for 5. Jones always had great cutscenes in the 90s Command and Conquer games. Chris Bolts for 5. Also, it's fascinating a black man's being celebrated because of his impact on the country. Not bad for a supposed racist America. Yeah, all the racist, bigoted Star Wars fans out there, they just had a cancel culture campaign ran against them. All of them were out there celebrating and remembering James Earl Jones. It's weird how that works, isn't it? Weird, isn't it?
Shadow's saying, all right, I know you guys get called gay every day, so to remedy that, I suggest boosting your testosterone with Space Marine 2.
Yeah, it looks so good. It's just a matter of finding the time. That's all.
Jeremy cuts the back of his jeans so he can sit on breadsticks the long way. If a breadstick is hard enough to penetrate you, it's not a good breadstick. All right. So I don't know what kind of breadsticks Jeremy's going after there.
It's horrible.
Jade Scott for 5. What? No James Earl Jones quit Hollywood headline? You guys are slipping. That's on the Josiah Rises channel. Ron Cook, I wonder since James Earl Jones is gone, if his contract will be up for CNN using his voice. I want to hear Pee Wee Herman's voice saying, this is CNN. Probably not. R.I.P. James Earl Jones. If you haven't already, check out a video called Vader Sessions. Uses audio from his other roles and dubs them into Star Wars scenes. Comedy gold. I think I've seen those before. Once again, Ryan using over-the-top rhetoric to cover up his fluffy kitty persona of Mr. Meow Meow Hugglesworth. You know the truth, Ryan. Thank you, Anak Maman. Thanks for the exposing me. Star Wars Theory has given RK much respect for his Star Wars knowledge. His Mo Zamboni. KK for 5. Hold on. It's like frozen. There we go.
Is it?
Okay. Yeah, it just wasn't going. I gave Acolyte a chance after having my favorite character show done insanely bad, Boba Fett. I've canceled D+ along with Hulu Live and ESPN. There you go.
I still have not seen Boba Fett. Don't think I ever will.
Lee Cranmer, will either of you two play Squirrel with a Gun? It looks fun. I'll probably play it at some point. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna fucking put 20 hours into that game, but it does look funny. East Coast Toasty Boy for 2. Question for Ryan. Do you think an unrestricted CIS could beat the Yuzong Vong? Unrestricted meaning Palpy isn't there to hold them back like in Clone Wars. I don't think so. I think that I think the Confederacy would have not been able to adapt to some of the tactics the same way the Jedi were able to when it comes to being able specifically to counter some of the Yuzong Von's biotech and adapting to Yamask blocking, the Jedi mind meld, and things like that. I just don't think the CIS could have done it. It would have been funny, though, the idea of the Yuzong Vong who hate machines going up against the CIS.
Look at this, Ryan. Vertical stands sold separately. God
Correct.
Dang, man. You gotta be kidding me. Damn. Like $700. By the way, that vertical stand sold separately. Are you kidding me? You can't even give me the damn stand.
I wouldn't have even put that on there.
I would not have put that on there at all.
I would have just risked a lawsuit for false advertising.
The fact that that's bad. That's really bad. Hey, there you go, though. Eat it up, Sony fanboys, I guess.
Inakmaman reviews and rants for 10. I bet 10,000 of the 70,000 of Renew the Acolyte signees are mainstream media writers. Rachel Leichman, Paul Tassi, entire staff about the Hollywood Reporter and Variety are probably on there. Well, a lot of them probably are. I don't know about everybody, but Dark Obsidian becomes a YouTube member. Thank you. Resif the Cripple. It's like Disbrew says, when they hear the things you say in the back of their minds, they realize you're correct, and it ruins their enjoyment of the show. So you actually are ruining the show for them. That might be possible, too. Nick Brown for 5. I guess we're just supposed to like anything Disney shoves down our throats and ask for seconds, or else we're racists.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. What does this say? Neferkaman for 2. Bread is the greatest invention known to man since the wheel. Probably true. Wesley for 5. Hey, Ryan, we should be bug out bros. Trade tips, run drills, guy stuff. Also, I'm not a Fed. You're starting to sound like one, Wesley. You keep asking about my bug out bag. Orozco for $1. Fuck YouTube. Can't say what I want without being put in jail. Not even in super chats. Fuck YouTube. And then for another $1 says, are you retarded? Mighty Megatron for $1. Ryan doesn't even know how fast the Millennium Falcon did the Kessel Run. Oh, Jesus. Lord of the Ree for 2. Hate shouldn't be a career path. And yet I would bet money that retard Ripley has TDS tweets and folio accounts that spur out about Trump in addition to only watching news channels that hate Trump.
Absolutely.
All right. Where are we over here? Little Virtuoso for 5. Force Unleashed is a better Rebels origin story than Rogue One. Yeah. I still didn't like the fact that they fucking tied in the Rebel shit to Force Unleashed. I didn't like that aspect.
You weren't as big on those games as others. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, man, like
they're fun.
Yeah,
they're fun, but
from a lore standpoint,
I wasn't a huge fan of the story of a fucking secret, super powerful fucking apprentice who happened to also start the rebellion. I was not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
And in terms of the combat itself, it's fun, like God of War, Star Wars type of fun, but I don't like a lightsaber being treated like a baseball bat. I much preferred the lightsaber combat in stuff like Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy. I think that's still the best Star Wars lightsaber combat we've seen.
Yeah, God of War, Star Wars is a really good way to put Force Unleashed.
Yeah,
it's a good way to put it.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's really fucking fun. It's really fun. It's dumb fun is what it is, but it's really fun.
Orangutan for 199. 501st campaign in OG Battlefront 2 is S tier. Obama. Dude, the voiceover from Tamara Morrison, like as the clones in that, is fucking phenomenal. Ministry of Wrongthink for 10. Rouge 1 created a stupid retroactive plot hole in A New Hope. Vader's shown literally feet away from the Death Star plans at the end of Rogue One, but at the beginning of A New Hope, he interrogates Leia like he doesn't know. Yeah, and also the idea that he just was very calmly doing his thing and taking time bashing dudes up and down against the wall instead of just grabbing the dude with the plan. I fucking did not like that at all.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Rogue One scene was just it was completely unnecessary, and it was obvious what they were going for.
Gary's Beard Dinglebears for 2 prequels and Dark Knight Rises are bad, but I love them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if what I would say is better out of those two objectively, because like I love both of these, but I would say the Dark Knight Rises it's better than the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Dark Knight Rises is.
Fucking dare you.
Now, when it comes to
Attack of the Clones, goated.
What? That's the
Attack
worst.
Of the Clones is goated.
That's the worst Star Wars movie. It's worse than Episode 1.
Well, you're talking about the actual Star Wars movie before Disney bought them.
Yes, yeah. Fuck those movies. Yeah.
Well, it's not as bad as the Clone Wars movie.
That's true. That's true.
But yes, probably. However, I still fucking love Attack of the Clones, dude. I've watched Attack of the Clones. I watched Attack of the Clones more times than any other Star Wars.
I know you told me this before. I love both of those movies, so I'm not hating on them. I'm just talking about stepping back, like from a movie standpoint. Now, Revenge of the Sith is better than The Dark Knight Rises. Revenge of the Sith is fantastic. Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Ryan, 10K for you to do a road trip? Yeah. I like, you're throwing that much money at me, sure. Phantom Camper for 10. Effort isn't mastery. Creators once perfected their work before release. Now we're told to accept mediocrity as spare feelings. We want quality, not just effort. Fans deserve better from Star Wars. Yes. Marty Gray. Hi, have you guys seen the classic movie? Hold on.
You gotta make sure you're not saying.
Have you guys seen the classic movie by Tom Cruise, Mary Jaguar?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, he's supposed to say Tom Cruise, Jerry Maguire.
But
I don't understand.
I'm wondering, is that actually like a meme video is what I'm saying? Jerry Maguire is one of my favorite movies of all time. Might be one of my... Is that Tom Cruise's best performance? Is Jerry Maguire his best performance from an acting standpoint? It might be.
Maybe.
A Few Good Men is really good.
He's good in A Few Good Men. I also think that Minority Report is probably incredibly underrated.
I love Minority Report, but
I love that as a movie. But in terms of the one with the fucking retard.
Tropic.
Not Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah. Simple. The one with the retard.
Yes. How can I not remember?
Rain Man.
Yes.
Rain Man.
Rain Man is a great fucking movie as well.
Yeah.
Where he does more than just act like a badass.
Yeah. But on just pure acting, I think, and again, if I'm missing something, but like just pure acting, it's either A Few Good Men or Jerry Maguire, I think, unless I'm missing something. Now, my favorite overall Tom Cruise movie. Damn, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to answer right there. It might be Top Gun Maverick, honestly. Top Gun Maverick is so good. And even on a rewatch, Top Gun Maverick is so damn good.
My favorite Tom Cruise movie might be Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I like that movie.
Oh, yeah.
But moving on. Michael Green.
Samurai is amazing. Yes, Last Samurai is amazing. Did you remember?
Again, Minority Report is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really good.
Michael Green for 5. Shang-Chi directing Spider-Man 4. Get ready for Awkwafina and Shang-Chi cameos with Captain Marvel. That will ruin the movie. Bad director. We'll see. East Coast Toasty Boy for 2. What if we added all dark side users to CIS side? That would potentially change some things, but what is all dark side users? Like in the galaxy at that time? That's not a lot. That dog in them for 2. Remember, there were hundreds of Jedi during that time. Not like thousands or anything, but probably a couple hundred. That dog in them for 2. For 700, I can get a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Taker for 5. I tried to watch The Acolyte, but got an error message saying stream disabled by Ryan Kinnell's opinion. Come on, Ryan, let us watch stuff. I know, right? Osmora for 199. The Force Unleashed was meant to be played on Wii. Probably was fun. Anakmamon for 2. Tropic Thunder is Tom Cruise's best performance.
I mean, you can't. It's hard to argue that. I got you, Jolly Roger. I did get the email.
Let's see. Jason's Statement for 2. Tom Cruise movie Born on the 4th of July. Logan Johnson for 5. Just arrived and stocking beer at local stores. What's the latest, gentlemen? And hail as always. Thank you.
Hail. Yeah, just another day of nonsense and us taking full advantage of people that hate us. Pretty much it.
I guess because we did put it in the title, we talked about Star Wars Outlaws very, very little. Let's get to what I actually wanted to talk about. If I can fucking find it. Got too many damn tabs open, Jeremy.
So again, Tuesday night's main event is going to be probably moved up a little bit today, and it's probably going to be a shorter show because I do have to cover the presidential debate tonight over on my D-Day Cobra channel. So it's going to be a long day. A lot of streaming's happening today.
A lot of streaming. Your social battery.
My social battery, guys. Social battery's running low.
I did want to talk a little bit because since the release of Star Wars Outlaws, things haven't exactly been going great for it or for Ubisoft in general. And of course, I saw Critical Drinker tweet this out the other day. The 3 stages of games journalism grief. It's not true. You're just sexist. 2, it might be true, but it's a good thing. Stop being sexist. Okay, it's true, but it's bad. It's true and it's bad, but you're still sexist. Okay, let's talk about K-Vess's face, right? And all of this is coming after months and months and months of backlash towards Star Wars Outlaws in general for a multitude of reasons, right? When you're talking about the gameplay mechanics, when you're talking about the graphics, there was stuff out there. And it has not gone well for Ubisoft over the past couple of weeks. Star Wars Outlaws launch causes Ubisoft's stock market collapse. Analysts cut expected sales numbers. Initially, they predicted 8 million sales by the end of the fiscal year, which is March, by the way. They brought that down to about 5 million. And since the launch has happened, we're seeing, whether you look at PlayStation trophy counters, looking like it's the 25th to 30th most played game on PlayStation for a new fucking release. Whether you look at the physical sales numbers in the UK being over 55% less than something like Jedi Survivor, all is spelling disaster. And now it's to the point where as Ubisoft's stock price hits a 10-year low, down 80% in the past 5 years, down 40% just in the past couple months, you now have investors that are demanding changes happen at Ubisoft. They want the CEO out. They want potentially to take the company private to try to fix some of these things. And we're not done for Ubisoft because they still have Assassin's Creed Shadows left to release this year.
Yeah, and that's going to be another shit show. So my question for you is, who do you put more of the blame on this game on? Ubisoft
not
or
Lucasfilm?
Really?
Ubisoft, yes.
Okay. Now, why specifically? Like, because I mean, from a creative standpoint, you know that Lucasfilm gives them their like talking points as to here's the world you have to stay within. But the business model is the main thing that this has failed so miserably. And the go ahead.
I kind of disagree a little bit with some of that. These companies come up with pitches for games they want to do and present them to Lucasfilm. And then Lucasfilm will give them feedback and give, hey, you can't go here, you can't go, stuff like that. That's how this works. So I like the vast majority of the development, like the ideas and principle behind them, it does come from like the studios themselves.
Okay.
And Lucasfilm was more of an advisor on shit. Certainly there's probably some blame to go around, but the majority of it I would put on Ubisoft as opposed to Lucasfilm.
When's the last time we got a like successful Ubisoft game?
The last Assassin's Creed game sold a fucking shit ton.
But was it
Valhalla?
Was it successful with the fans? I mean, I know commercially it was successful, but I mean, every Call of Duty is commercially successful. But like Vanguard sold a lot of copies, but fucking people hated that game. What was the reception?
I don't think that people liked Valhalla as much as they liked something like maybe Odyssey from a few years before, but it wasn't some massive failure or anything like that. I think it was received okay for this new version of what Assassin's Creed is, which is very much departed from original Assassin's Creed. It wasn't like viewed as some masterpiece like Black Flag was, and I don't think it was held in the same standard, like a good standard like Odyssey, but it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, Star Wars Outlaws, regardless as to who gets to blame, and there's plenty of it to go around. It is truly just another Star Wars failure that we have on our hands. And yeah, I mean, X Defiant was fun, but financially blah. Yeah, I played X Defiant. I played the beta, and then they kind of they had some pretty good momentum after that beta, and then it took them forever to release the game. I have not played X Defiant since it released, so I don't even know. I've heard that the numbers for X Defiant are absolutely horrible. I think they missed the window that they had. They had a little bit of a window where a lot of people were presenting it as a COD killer. That's a death sentence for any video game. Just don't quit labeling any game a COD killer. I never went back to X Defiant, so I feel like they missed that window completely, and that was a Ubisoft game as well. So they're in big trouble. They're in really big trouble. And then we have another failure on Lucasfilm's watch as well. So these game companies, man, these studios, they can't get out of their own way. So stop hiring woke activists to determine your stories, and these terrible business models that they have, not helping them either.
All right, where are we?
Now Granal says, fuck Ubisoft, I won't even play their free games. That's really
what about
bad.
Edge of Tomorrow? Edge of Tomorrow is great.
Great movie.
Tom Cruise is in a lot of really good movies.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Ministry of Wrong. I even like War of the Worlds. I don't know if you like
I love that movie. Love that movie. It's got man. So it does remind me of there's Half-Life 2 vibe to it as well. But yeah, I remember when that movie came out and I went to see it in theaters. I was expecting a little more from it when I watched it for the first time. But on rewatches, yeah, it works. It's a good.
I thought it was going to be more about like a war as opposed to just people that are caught up in this weird alien invasion thing.
No, it just doesn't come together, from a story. It just is it's a little bland in times.
The ending is like they're like allergic to air or some shit. you know what I mean? And it just kind of all ends rather quickly. But
I do like it. I enjoyed the movie. Yeah.
Ministry of Wrong Thing. I'm proficiently suing autocorrect for tortoise interference. Go for it. Jeremy and Ryan, we like Minority Report. Great movie. Rewriting Ripley. They're reporting minorities. They admit it. Reminder that tonight is Compliment Beardo Night, says Escapo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got to compliment him all night. All super chats have to compliment
Jay looks
him.
like a fucking old grandma in it.
I know it. Escapo's always clipping stuff out from our channels.
I think we're all caught up. Oh, Tom Cruise movie Oblivion, an underrated sleeper, great sci-fi.
I'm familiar with Oblivion. I don't think I've seen Oblivion though. I remember when that came out. I don't think I've seen it.
Wait, is that the one where? Hold on.
I don't think I've seen Oblivion. Oblivion came out around the same time as Edge of Tomorrow. It was in that same.
I have seen Oblivion, and it is a really interesting movie. I forgot the title of it, so apparently the title isn't super memorable. But yeah, it's basically Tom Cruise. The story has a wild fucking twist like halfway through. I think Morgan Freeman's in that movie as well. Yeah, it starts off and you're not quite exactly sure what to expect, and then about halfway through, so it takes an insane turn. I like the movie. I don't know if it's one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies, but yeah, it's good.
Let's check it out.
All right. With that, we're all caught up.
We are all caught up, ladies and gentlemen. Another one in the books. So again, thank you guys. Make sure you go to 221B Tactical. Get yourself some Geeks and Gamers merch. We got a week left, and then follow us on locals. Go to geeksgamers.com. You sit to join 199 and it'll take you right there. We got Tuesday night's main event tonight. Probably going to move that up like an hour. Not totally sure yet. You'll see the event go up here soon. And then Cobra Cast covering the debate tonight. So it's going to be a fun one. Ryan, what positivity do you want to leave the internet with and all of our new wonderful followers? What would you like to tell them about yourself, Ryan?
Nothing. Go check out my channel, Ryan Kennel RK Outpost.
Have a good day, everybody, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.